Hello and welcome back. And who doesn't like a bargain? Whether it is that you're looking at buying a NAS solution halfway through 2025 because you want to get your data off the cloud because someone in the back end on someone else's server might look at it, or the fact that you've been paying through the nose for your streaming services and now after sitting on decades of media you want to build your own Netflix. For one reason or another, a lot of users want to buy a new NAS. It's not as expensive as it used to be. Right now I want to talk about 5 solutions that you can pick up right now for sub $250. It doesn't include the storage media, it doesn't include your setup, and in some cases it doesn't even include the operating system. But right now, if you've got the time, energy and inclination, you can pick up a great NAS for under $250. So let's crack on with my 5 recommendations. This little mofo has changed the game. This is the Beelink ME Mini. This is a 6 times M.2 NVMe SSD storage system, arriving with a couple of 2.5 gig Ethernet ports there. You can get it with storage included, but if you don't go for that option, you can pick this up very reasonably and definitely quite low underneath that $250 price tag that we discussed. Now, why is it appealing? Nice and simple, the CPU, the M150 CPU inside, that is a quad-core Intel powered processor with integrated graphics on board. That means whether it is for multimedia, low-level backups, or just file sharing, it has a decent amount of potential, but also a low power consumption. One of the big takeaways that we've seen from multiple reviews online of this device is simply that CPU with its low power consumption at 8 to 10 watt and its dedication towards M.2 NVMe that in of themselves have very low power consumption, it all adds up to a hugely capable, hugely storage ready system. And add to that Wi-Fi capability and this compact nature the PSU is inside, there's a huge amount to love. And for those of you that are already screaming in the comments that M.2 NVMe's are hugely expensive and that invalidates it, let me remind you that right now you can pick up 4 TB M.2 NVMe's, 4 terabytes, for as little as $200 a pop. Keep that in mind, that a 4 TB hard drive is half price, it's $100 fine, but keep in mind that these are significantly faster, and with 6 bays inside there, you are not going to run out of storage and scalability for a very long time on this NAS. Was this not enough for you? Are you not entertained? Well, then we talk about this. This is the GMKtec G9. Now, this is very comparable to the NAS we just discussed. It has 4 M.2 NVMe slots. It has a 64 gig eMMC bit of storage inside for your operating system. It has 2 times 2.5 GBE. It has Wi-Fi connectivity. It has USB-C connectivity instead of the barrel connection there. Ultimately, this is actually lower price, and if you don't need 6 bays of storage and you're looking for a nice easy system to run a tremendously light OS like Casa OS or Zimaboard, something we went into a lot of detail into a video recently dedicated on just this device, I would definitely recommend it. Add to that a huge amount of connectivity, add to that a huge amount of visual connectivity, and ultimately a system that arrives with the same M150 CPU and 12 gig of DDR5 memory. This device is low powered, low footprint, hugely capable, low priced, and is a big reason why devices like this one and this one have become tremendously popular in 2025. I can already kind of hear anger in the comments, but if we're talking about NAS devices that bring you the package at sub $250, we got to talk about Beestation from Synology. Now, yes, it's from Synology, but this is not a DSM NAS system. Now, this is the non-plus version. This has been around now for about a year and a half. This arrives with a quad-core ARM-based CPU. It arrives with 2 gig of DDR4 memory. It arrives with a single Ethernet port there on the rear, and it doesn't have DSM. So why on earth is it in this video? Nice and simple, simplicity. This is the easiest Synology NAS you can ever set up. You can set it up within 10 minutes. You can do it with just a mobile phone app. You can run multimedia apps and DLNA. You can run soon Plex Media Server on board as well. Also, when it comes to simple backing up very easily on the local area network or remotely, this thing is tremendously easy to set up. But more than anything else, It arrives with 4 terabytes of storage out the gate. Unlike all of the solutions I've talked about today, where you have to dip into your wallet and buy your storage, this arrives with a comprehensive multi-platform support in software and client apps, but it also has 4 terabytes of storage included. Now, it has no RAID, so no failover, so you're going to have to make sure you get hold of yourself a USB backup or synchronize it with a cloud service to back it up for another backup tier. But nonetheless, at sub 250 and in some places as low as 199, so ultimately the cost of a drive and a bit, it is hard to argue that in terms of price point at sub 250 that the Beestation 4TB doesn't earn its place. And if you're prepared to spend a little more, I recommend checking out the Beestation Plus. Same philosophy, but more powerful, more storage. Still going to need that RAID and cloud, but trust me, for some users, the Beestation will find a good home. This next one is a tremendously recent entry into the list, and it is the Zimaboard 2. Now, the Zimaboard 2 from Icewell is the latest iteration of their DIY one board system. Unlike a big NAS server that has multiple bays or a big box and a big PSU, Zimaboard devices are about a single board that is expandable. The Zimaboard 2 is one giant heatsink. It has two 2.5 gigabit Ethernet ports. It has the M.2 CPU inboard with 8 gig of DDR5 memory. It has a PCIe upgrade slot. It has the capability for 2 SATA drives there. It has a tremendously low power consumption. As an entry-level board at $199, there's a lot to be said about this device for those that are looking for very, very convenient, low-spec NAS setups. Yes, like the other ones, this isn't perfect, and this one having no active cooling system. If you're going to hit it hard, you're going to see those temperatures rise, but it arrives with that Casa OS operating system included. So for $199 and with it running on its own storage area inside of 32 gig, it's tremendously easy to access. It's lightweight, it's convenient as all hell, and unlike some of the more DIY spec options we've talked about, this one you can set up without a KVM, a keyboard video mouse. This one, you turn it on, you plug it into local area network, and it appears. And then from there, you can one-click install containerized applications, one-click share folders on the local area network and remotely, and the whole thing is done slick, efficiently, with low power consumption. What's not to love? Now, this last one is a bit naughty. I've got to put my hands in the air. This one is from UGREEN. It's the DXP4800. The reason it's naughty is it's not strictly under the 250 price point. Why is that? Well, it's actually in some places $299, but it is always on special offer. I've seen it as low as $199, $219, and then between offers, it gets put up to $299. Trust me, it's very easy to find this device. It's sub 250. The DXP4800 uses the M100 CPU. It arrives with 8 gig of DDR5 memory. Alongside that, it has 2 SATA bays and 2 M.2 NVMe bays and 2 times 2.5 gigabit Ethernet there on the rear. This is a system that also has its own operating system in UGOS included with it, and its operating system on a separate drive. All of this adds up to a nice looking turnkey NAS solution that is probably one of the more flexible options on today's list. You may have noticed a huge focus on SSD systems in today's video, because a lot of those systems right now, we're seeing a lot of NAS developers not completely disregard SATA storage. That would be madness. But when it comes to efficiency, a lot of these systems earn more towards SSD. This system, the DXP4800 from NAS, from UGREEN NAS Sync series, has those 2 SATA bays for larger storage drives and 2 M.2s for faster operations, whether it is multimedia, virtual machines, running this system for large-scale backups or small-scale backups, or as an extra tier in your storage strategy. You can pick this up for sub 250 with the added bonus that it's tremendously scalable with USB expansions, the ability to span out those RAIDs across the individual drives, and this system arriving with a few different client applications for mobile platforms and desktop. Ultimately, of all of the solutions I've talked about today, this is the one that's the most capable, even more than that Synology Beestation, because it isn't DSM. Regardless, the UGREEN system, keep in mind, it's the newest software in the market compared with other NAS brands, and therefore I wouldn't recommend it without a decent amount of backup layers in place. But nonetheless, for sub 250 in a lot of places, I heartily recommend the DXP4800 for its hardware capability and for what you're getting in terms of value. There is no way you've got to the end of this video and not thought, why didn't you mention this NAS, or this NAS? And you're probably right. This is just my opinion. Why is there no QNAPs, no TerraMasters, no Acer stores? Why is there not enough NASes that have got Realtek CPUs? Nice and simple, $250. Find me good NAS devices that are sub 250 that give you more than the hardware I've discussed today. I can debate it with you in the comments. I'd look forward to it. These are about out-the-box solutions. We're not looking at DIY motherboards. We're not looking at Realtek-powered NAS devices that don't run the software they include with. These are about solutions for 250 that will give you the best experience for that money. And I stand by today's suggestions. So do let me know what you think. And if you've got an argument with one of them or a better suggestion, let me know. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching. We've got links to all of the reviews that we've done for every one of these solutions today, linked below. Alongside that, links to get hold of them for yourself. So if you found this video helpful and you were going to go to those stores anyway, please use those links. That result in a small commission coming to here at NAS Compares, just me and Eddie doing what we do, and it allows us to keep doing it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.